pull us out of the rut that we get into. We can think on it. He has given us something, Randy, that will take us out of this. Everybody don't have that. But you know what you can do. And you know, I was thinking about Noah when he was preaching and building the ark. God had a way for them to be saved. In every dispensation, God have a way. Now, he had to find somebody that would obey him. So he found a man by the name of Noah. Noah had to believe. Because, see, the way God moved and the way God worked, he'll tell you to do something or tell you what's going to happen that has never happened before. You understand where I'm going? It's never happened before. He told Noah it's going to rain. Now, it had never rained before. So that was hard for him to believe. See, you struggle along with what God's saying, struggle, but the Word of God, that's what you're looking forward to. That's what you have to believe. Whatever God said. Now he said it's going to rain. Build an ark, build the boat. And then he told him just how to build it. Have you ever thought about that? Just how to build it. Now that right there in itself had to make Noah think it must be going to happen. Why would he say build the boat on dry land? But he'll always give you something to make you to believe. If you're not too hard-hearted. So Noah obeyed him. He started to build this boat. And he wasn't building it to his mind, but he was building it according to what God said. See, we're not moving in this church or building this church according to our mind. We're doing it according to what God said. All right, I think it was 120 days. Years. 120 years. All right, that Noah preached. And the people were so hard-hearted, they wouldn't even hearken. They wouldn't even listen. Yet and still they saw this man building this ark. And he was building it just like God had told him to. And that was for the saving of his household. See, when you do it just the way God said do it, somebody's going to benefit from it. You understand? That didn't stop him because the people rejected him. But he had a work to do. So he just kept on building and kept on preaching. Kept on reminding the people it's going to rain. God's going to destroy this land. It's going to rain. God is going to move. God is tired of your wicked ways. You better listen. But if you notice how hard-hearted those people was, not a one out of that whole group, a whole world, listen. Not one. The only one that went in the ark was Noah and his family. Isn't that something? Now, I'm talking to you because I want this to sink in. All the people that was in the world did not listen. They lagged. And Jesus likened these last days like in the days of Noah and in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. And we have to say that it's just like that. We got churches on every corner almost. And they're preaching that little doctrine, everyone preaching that little doctrine, and got their way of doing it. But people are making fun. They're going on now. My son called me this morning, and he was telling me about Mike Tyson and Holyfield. I think it's Holyfield. I remember looking at Benny Hinn and Holyfield, whatever we call him, supposed to have had a heart condition. And they prayed for him, and he claimed he was healed. Well, you know, you can't really say God is in that because I can't see God really in these people fighting like that. But he had on his cap, I turned it on just to hear the news. He had on his cap, Jesus is Lord. And he kept talking about God to the news commentator till they didn't like it. And he said, they want to know he whipped him. Which I know, y'all keep up with all that stuff. But he really whipped him. And he said he didn't have the right God. Now, I don't know. See, we don't know how God's moving. And I kind of feel like maybe God did get in that little bit to show them. Because Ali was supposed to have been Tyson's God. But Jesus was Holyfield's God. And I looked at him, and he looked like he was shocked himself. But the thing that really stood out to me is when he said, I was praying. As I went in to fight him, said, I was praying. And said, he even had his eyes closed there for a while. And he was mumbling, talking to the Lord. And said, Tyson said, what'd you say? Now, this is why they're fighting. I guess it scared Tyson. So whatever it was, he whipped him. But, you know, I was glad he whipped him. I'm not saying that God's really in that. I don't know how God works. But to get a people to believe him, he goes a great measure. I said, that man must have really got healed of his heart condition because they went 11 rounds. Well, they went 10, and that 11th they had to stop him. I said, well, he must have been healed. He's supposed to have been at a heart condition. And then he won the fight. Now, through that had to touch somebody. See, God have ways of drawing souls. Then he also said, he that winneth souls is wise. But I'm going back to Noah, how he preached. That thyself should have gotten some attention. The way we keep coming to this church over here. And the odds is against us. But we have to be getting somebody's attention. God must be in it some kind of way. You know what I mean? That's what they're thinking. God must be in it some kind of way. All right, so the Lord likened Noah's days unto these days. They'll be eating, drinking, buying, selling, marrying, giving in marriage, having babies, going right along. But they're not believing. Now, it means something to believe. And I've been thinking about Abraham, so how he believed God. And how, through believing God the way he believed him, he became God's friend. God was able to talk to him and commune with him. And just, God talks to us. communes with us, letting us know to hold on. Hang on a minute. Now, it was a different time in Abraham's days. What God told Abraham to do was so strange. Go and offer Isaac up as a sacrifice. That was so strange. But God was moving in there. It was strange to build a boat on dry land. But God was moving there. It was strange the way Joseph, how his brothers was jealous of him. And how they sold him into slavery. But God was moving. And if you notice, if he can get somebody to believe it, just believe it. And then when you believe, you can't let it escape or slip. Now, when you first believe, you got results. When you first heard it, you heard God. Indiana! Now, to get away from that, we have to neglect it. If you notice, they didn't stop. Moses was a proper child. Joseph was too. Now, Moses was supposed to be killed. But God wanted to use him. And I want you to see how God worked. See, you can't beat God. His mother held a little basket. And his sister was there looking, watching, trying to save his life. God had to tell her to do this. See, by believing God and listening to him, you always get results. So they put him in the basket to hide him away so that they would not slay him. And his sister was standing there watching to see what was going to happen to him. God, it just happened that Pharaoh's daughter. See God moving? I hope you can see God moving. Pharaoh's daughter saw him and wanted him. But you have to say God was all in the plan. And his sister was there. Wasn't it his sister? To tell him, his mother, and let them know just what happened. And then she let Pharaoh's daughter know, let me get somebody